My name is Joanne Jolin with Homebanc. I work at the Lake Mary office, and I do want to let you know, I know money's tight out there, but we do have money to lend. So I just wanted to share that with you. I was invited here today to talk to you about access to capital and the benefits of the SBA program. The benefits to the SBA program are many. The most important thing that you need to understand about the SBA is it makes it easier to qualify because the terms of the loan are much longer. You're going to get financing anywhere from 7 years up to 25, depending on the use of the proceeds. Less money down is another benefit, so you don't have to take as much capital out of your pocket to put into your business. And the third thing that you need to know is most important is there's no balloon payments. So if you were financing real estate or equipment, anything like that, you're not going to get terms that the SBA considers unreasonable. So it makes it easier to qualify. Your payments are much lower. That keeps your debt to service coverage ratio within the amount required by the bank. Now, another thing that you want to know is the eligibility. Up to 95% of all businesses are eligible for SBA financing. And some of the things that we look at for SBA eligibility is it has to be a for-profit entity. Some of the things that would make a business ineligible is if it's a type of an industry that is not eligible for financing through the SBA. Another thing is if you are delinquent on your taxes, child support payments, if you have had a bankruptcy within the last 7 years. Some of those things may make you ineligible for financing. Now, in conjunction with the SBA, each lender has their own internal criteria. So when you're going to a bank, whether you go to Chase or through one of the banks that some of the other entities use, or Homebanc or any other bank, they're going to use their own internal criteria as well as the SBA. Some other things that we look at, you have to have good credit, good personal credit, good moral character. And a lot of people ask, well, what is that? Some of the things that we look at, have you ever been arrested? And when I'm talking with somebody, I kind of go over these things initially, and it's, you've got to understand you're going to open yourself up to the bank quite a lot. And you have to share all these things. The SBA wants to know that the bank is lending to someone that they would want to guarantee. And that's what the whole SBA program is about. If you aren't eligible personally or with your business, you've got the guarantee with the SBA signing with you. So it's very important to make sure that we have touched on all these things. Some of the other things that I wanted to touch on is the info that the bank is going to need to finance you. If you've prepared yourself, you will go in with all of your financial information on your business, all of your personal tax returns for the last 3 years. You'll have your personal financial statement prepared and all the supporting information that a lender is going to need. The worst thing that you can do is go in unprepared, because the first impression that you're going to get with that lender is what they're looking at you to see what kind of business owner you are. The more prepared you are, the better it is for you to get an approval. A business plan. We've talked about business plans today. That is so important. Tell us your story. It's just as simple as that. We don't need a book. We don't care about all the fluff. I call it fluff. Tell us your story, just like when you're reading an article in the newspaper, the who, what, where, when, and why. And most importantly, how. How are you going to repay us? And you really need to get to know your banker. They're going to be your best friend. They're your partner. The worst thing you can do is use a bank, go in and your day-to-day operations, and don't really spend time to get to know them, because when you really, really need the money, they are not going to know who you are, and it's going to be much harder. So, it's really important. Get to know your banker, and share everything about what you're doing with your business, and that's the best thing that you can do. I wanted to share a little story with you about a famous entrepreneur, and it's just, he was one of my favorites, and you'll know who it is. He started out when he went to school. he didn't really care about going to college. And he joined, started going to college, but he dropped out. He didn't finish. He liked to draw. He liked trains and liked to draw. He went into the military, spent time in that, and when he got out, he kept thinking about what he enjoyed doing. He says, he was one of those that drifted around, didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. And he came up with an idea. And he had this idea of a theme park. And so he started working on it. Well, those plans were coming together, and he was so excited. But he got sick, and it was Walt Disney. He ended up in the hospital with lung cancer, and on his deathbed, everybody knew he wasn't going to come out of the hospital. Well, a reporter went in to interview him, and he went in, and Walt's laying there, and he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Come here." He said, "Come get in bed beside me." And he laid down. He's like, thought this was really strange. And he looked up on the ceiling, and there's the plans on the ceiling. Here Walt's laying in bed, dying of cancer, and he's still working. And he says, this is going to be so great. He said, this is my life's dream. Well, Roy, as you all know, finished it 6 years later and opened Walt Disney World here in Florida. But that's what a real entrepreneur is. They follow their dreams, they have a plan, and they make it happen. So I just wanted to share that with you. We have a table set up in the back. If you're interested in learning how to get $1 million, come see us. We would love to help you realize your own dreams. Thank you.